Hi, I'm Dan Yost, and this is Mixdown Mondays. So, back in 2014, I had the opportunity to go to Summer NAMM in Anaheim, California. And it was a great experience. I wish I could go again. Maybe someday in the future I'll be able to participate in something like that again. But they have all kinds of things that you would not normally get a chance to see, not just gear, but people and panels and conversations that you can have with people who are designers, who are engineers, manufacturers. It was super cool. One of the panels that I got to watch and listen in on, and it was a panel of engineers. There was Pearl Jam's engineer. There was a couple of different ones, but the engineer that really stood out and I remember most is Eddie Kramer, who worked with the legendary Jimi Hendrix. So I had an opportunity to ask a question to this panel, and it was, for home studio engineers like myself, what advice can you give for us to get that pro quality sound that we're always chasing? Like what can we do to get our mixes to sound as professional as theirs? And at first I didn't really like the response that I got. It was kind of a quick response, and it was about how all you really need is good pre's and good room to record in. And I thought that was a little dismissive at first. I was hoping something for a little more in-depth answer. But since then, I've had the opportunity to kind of ponder that. And what I realize is that it is kind of boiled down in a simple matter, where if you want to get professional sounding recordings, all you really need are some good preamps and a room to record them in. The room is also just as important as anything else. You don't want to be recording in a bedroom where you can hear the neighbor's motorcycle go down the street. You don't want to be recording near the laundry room. You don't want to be recording in a closet. It's just way too tight spaced, and you're not going to get the actual room sound that you do want. So there's a combination of wanting it to have the room, in combination of wanting it to have a little bit of dead space, but you don't want it to sound claustrophobic. You want your recordings to have life to them. And part of that is room treatment, the space you're in, and if you got some good quality preamps, you're going to go real far. But today I just want to focus on monitors. So this week we're just going to talk a little bit about monitors. Now, monitors are what you are monitoring your mix and your music on. Essentially, there would be a pair of speakers. In some cases, people have near field and or far field monitors. Most home studios that, like mine, is going to have near field monitors. We just don't have the space to have the far field monitors. Now, when it comes to how you should be mixing your music, there's a lot of opinions on what's best and what isn't. And I mean, that's just going for recording audio in general. There's always a lot of opinions. Now, while it's not a terrible thing to mix on headphones, if that's your only option, that's okay. It is better to mix with monitors than headphones, but if all you can do is use headphones, that's fine. Just get yourself a good pair of headphones. That way you can actually hear all of the details. And you want a pair of actual recording studio headphones, not earbuds, not just your standard run-of-the-mill over-the-ear headphones. You want to get full enclosed headphones for your mixing. The reason being is because, like the monitors, headphones are designed for mixing to be flat. That means that there's no coloration or EQ spectrum that's been designed into the speakers themselves, so that you don't get tricked into having more bass or having more treble. Essentially get yourself a good pair of mixing headphones. A couple brands to mention: AKG, Bear Dynamic. I use Ultrasone, and these are quite interesting. They have a unique design to them where the the speaker itself is fired at the curvature of your ear versus the speaker being directly in the center, like most commercial headphones, just going right to your ear. So these kind of give you a surround kind of feel to them. You can mix quite a lot on these, but the thing that you're really going to miss out on is how things are panned, because in music we don't just hear things left and right. You hear things somewhere in the center as well. So when you're listening on just headphones, it's just left, right, versus you're missing that center piece that you can get from your monitors when you're mixing in stereo. So here at the studio, we have Focal. Now, that's not going to be in everybody's budget, but they are a great middle of the road pair of monitors. I love these monitors. They sound true, they sound clean, and I actually get a lot of low end from something that's just like a 5.5-inch woofer. Now, they don't make this model anymore. This is the CMS 50s. They have replaced them with the Alpha series, which is a little bit more affordable. So they have a couple of different tiered levels that you can get in on what monitors you want or can afford for your budget. So I've had the chance to listen to some music on some far field monitors that probably cost about like $18,000. They sound phenomenal, and I wish I had the space and the facility to do something like have that type of setup. But I do quite well with just what I have and what I'm able to accomplish here in the studio. So you don't really need to have a pair of $10,000 monitors, but don't go too inexpensive. Don't just get a pair of $150 monitors. Don't get a pair of $200 monitors. It really boils down to how true, clear, and uncolored the monitor is. Whereas if you're getting something that has too much low end, too much high end, it's going to trick your ears into hearing things that are not actually in your mix. It's just the monitors themselves giving you a false readings. So something that I've come across a number of times when deciding what to do for your monitors is some of the best advice has been to, whatever you spend on your monitors, spend that much or more on your room treatment. Now, we did a video on room treatment. I'll put it up here, and why it's important to treat your room, to reduce reflections, to reduce bass frequencies and bass buildup. It's really important to make sure that you aren't getting false readings for your ears as to what you're actually working on. So the combination of having a good pair of monitors and a decent amount of room treatment goes a long way. It does make a huge difference that if you can't afford some high-end monitors and you can only go kind of more entry level or middle of the road, getting the room treatment helps tremendously. Now, probably in the near future, I'm going to do a shootout between these monitors and another pair, so that'll be more fun for later. But for right now, I just wanted to touch base on that. But for now, I just wanted to touch base on what monitors are, what's important when looking for monitors, such as if you're going to be in a small space and you can't really get away from a wall or a corner, you want to make sure that they're ported through the front. Now, the porting system, and I'll show you on here, the porting system is where the air is escaping from the woofer moving. It's better if you're near a wall or a corner for them to be ported out the front. That way there's not extra buildup being sent to the wall. There's not extra frequencies being sent to the wall that are also trick your ears. It's also good to treat the space behind the monitors so that it's just absorbing those reflections as well. As always, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching Mixdown Mondays.